And welcome back to more Digimon World 3.
Gasp.
This is a menu.
Oh,
Holy shit! It's a Egyptian guy.
Yeah. There's going to be a few boss fights in this one. There's a lot of
Seto
stuff going
Kaiba?
on.
Kaiba.
I go through this menu just to show you guys. All of my Digimon have their first Digivolution, and you can set a Digivolution to automatically be active. Automatically be active if you start the fight with them. So like, I have the one that's highlighted blue. Obviously, there's only one right now, so it's highlighted blue. Is the one that'll be active. So like, if you have 3 Digivolutions, but you have one of them blue, like I have Kyubimon on Renamon, it means that if she's the first thing to go out in a fight, she will automatically come out as Kyubimon. Unless you are ambushed, because if you're ambushed, then you end up in your rookie form. So there's... Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, I think he had a point about Kaiba because we're about to fight Yugi.
So, the first boss fight of the game, Pheromon, is completely optional, but I do it anyway. He is tough. I'm not gonna lie.
This is a weird battlefield because I see like War Greymon's sword, or actually that's more Omnimon's sword.
Yeah, the battleground for the digit, like the not I want to say the non-trained Digimon bosses, because like there's also a background like if you're fighting tamers, but the regular Digimon bosses they have this background for the boss fight for the most part, and it's really cool. I like it. This guy and starting with this guy and continuing for basically the rest of the game, if a Digimon is fast enough, it can sometimes strike twice, and the bosses do this a lot.
It just
like
murdered your ass.
It's really bad.
Just like Seto Kaiba would.
So I try to like do whatever damage I can. The Digimon bosses will typically take quite a lot of hits unless you hit them with something that they're weak to. More on that later, because like early on in the game, generally a lot of like the resistances and stuff are the same, so you're not going to be doing too much extra damage.
Was that unless I'm mistaken? I swear I just saw Imperial Dramon Paladin mode sword.
I mean, maybe.
It was like right behind Kyubimon.
Could be.
Right there, that one. I don't know if that's actually Imperial Dramon's sword.
Also, there's status ailments in this game. You get afflicted with poison in this fight sometimes. It does obscene amounts of damage. Like, poison in Pokemon is like 1/8 or 1/16 or something along those lines.
Unless they're badly poisoned.
You could end up taking up to 1/3 of your HP in poison damage.
That's not nice.
I don't
Oh
know.
boy, I love getting cursed.
Yeah.
it's like if everybody had toxic. Oh man, you get hit 3 times.
Yes. I got hit, then then I got hit by poison, then I got hit again.
KO.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is how this works. That's what it works. That's how it was in my experience. But
I have this up
DNA
for an extra.
Digivolution?
Yeah, DNA Digivolution. I mentioned it, I believe, in an earlier part. Some Digimon, if they switch out to another specific Digimon, you'll be able to do a DNA Digivolution where they will do an evolution and attack and then switch. The attacks don't generally do a whole lot of damage, but they cost so much because it's basically a free switch, because normally switching is just like in Pokemon, where if you switch, you don't get any follow-up. You will get attacked after you switch, so they're getting a free hit in. But the DNA Digivolution allows you to curb around that, because you get basically to attack while you switch.
you also get a random fucking Digimon.
It depends. there is actually like specifics behind it. It's not random. It feels random because it's like, why do these two make this thing? But it is set in stone what you get depending on what you have. And that also goes for the other form of like not permanent Digivolution, which is I'm trying to remember what is. Oh, Blast Digivolution is the name of the other one, which is where that gauge that's underneath the health bar, if it fills up, you'll get that. It's very rare to get a Blast Digivolution though, because you have to take a lot of damage without the Digimon dying and heal it constantly so that it doesn't die, and then eventually it'll fill up.
The way I see it, if your Digimon has survived long enough to do their Blast Digivolution, you could have probably ended the fight a while ago.
Yeah. So that's Pheromon. He takes
Also,
a lot.
He looks like fucking... Because of the sword, he reminds me of like if Cloud was a Kappa.
Yeah, if you don't go in there with a champion Digimon on like each of your team members, you will lose. He does too much damage. The stat bonuses that you get for a Digivolution aren't always like the greatest. Like sometimes it's like 40 points, which early in the game is a lot. Later on, it's not so much.
But yeah, if you thought this was a straight up copy of Pokemon, you're probably gonna get your ass kicked.
Yeah, this Oh yeah, so this is what an ambush is.
Oh,
I don't
this
like
is
it.
fun.
Make it
Oh,
go
bye,
away.
Patamon. I love the disbelief you have.
Yeah. So basically what how the ambush will work is just like in any other RPG where they will come at you. I don't know why I didn't cut this out. My bad. They will, if the Digimon is Digivolved, it will be in its rookie form, and if it's and regardless, you will get attacked first. The enemy gets a free hit in. I do show off a DNA Digivolution here, so...
Are you gonna get that weird Garurumon?
No, actually, for some strange reason, Cubimon and Dinohumon form this motherfucker right here. Wait,
Is it Imperialdramon or
no,
Amon?
wait for it.
What is it? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Garurumon?
A Goonimon. I don't know why.
Huh.
Okay. That's random. Okay, so is he like... Does that mean... Wait, is a Goonimon like an actual Digimon you can use, or is he just
No,
a Digivolution?
he is only accessed through that evolution. You do not have any access to him. Anyway, I cut back to here because there's nothing else to do in the Protocol Ruins besides leave. Bless you.
Whoa, shit. These battle cuts are getting weirder and weirder.
This is
This is
Kiwimon.
Kiwimon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember if I showed Kiwimon because the Wind Prairie on our way to Sirius City, we never encountered anything, so I have Kiwimon showed up here.
I love that. Here's Kiwimon. There was Kiwimon.
Whoops. Only trash here.
This is the kicking forest. There's a lot of there's a lot of trees here that can be kicked when we get the kicking boots. We will be back for those. We will be back for those later.
Does that mean Digimon that don't have feet are not allowed in here?
What is the feet?
And then this is Tyranno Valley.
Where was the feet?
So, is this like Zubat Cave where there's barely any Tyrannomon?
There's some Tyrannomon in here, but there's
That's not Tyrannomon.
there's Airdramon, which is not Tyrannomon. There is Triceramon, which is also not Tyrannomon. And then there's Tyrannomon, which is
not
Tyrannomon.
Which is not Tyrannomon.
Oh my god.
It's set
No, it'd be funny if it was like metal Tyrannomon.
So, I did mention earlier, Pheromon is an optional boss. I play against him because I like to fight everything that I can. But the first mandatory boss battle is against Tyrannomon, Master Tyrannomon, who is at the end of the Tyranno Valley. So, in order for you to challenge the Sirius leader, you have to fight him. And then come back to him after, and he'll be, like, at his, like, city, so that you can challenge him for the badge. So we have to go fight that motherfucker. This is Tyrannomon. He is gigantic compared to the Digimon that we have. I actually feel a little threatened by Triceratomon's basic attack because watch what he does. It's just a fucking he just fucking leaps slowly towards you, his big hulking ass, and then just everything explodes.
His head looks like it belongs to a different... It's different from his body.
Yeah, it does. It's weird.
He ripped it off. It's like Cubone.
Dino Human
no.
went Frost Cutter, though, at least. That might come in handy. So, up here is going to be Master Tyrannomon. So, definitely make sure that your team is, like, healed up and everything. Power charges cost literally 12 bits, which you can get, like, tons of, like... By comparison, that's like if they made potions in Pokemon cost 20 Poké Dollars.
The hell's a bit?
God damn.
I wish.
I'm sorry. I only know.
Oh, there's a black Tyrannomon.
I only know
Master
D.
Tyrannomon.
Yes.
Can you convert bit to D?
Okay. It would be if it cost about 25D.
Oh.
No, I could be wrong, but Master Tyrannomon really is just a black Tyrannomon, right?
Yeah.
You can't say
I
that.
wasn't sure if like the different name meant he was technically a different Digimon.
Master Tyrannomon is pretty tough. He doesn't have the stupid poisoning that Pheromon does, but his attacks all hit a bit harder.
But he can burn.
He does sometimes get a second attack just like Pheromon does. His defense is also slightly better because his HP overall is a little bit better. So I think, if I remember correctly, it's like, so I did like 300 damage to him so far. I think his HP stats like somewhere around 900. So like the boss Digimon don't really have like much more HP than like any of your Digimon do, but they just have such high defense that it feels like they are way more durable.
Oh, there we go again.
Yeah, I need to switch Digimon a few times in this fight, and if I can use a DNA Digivolution and get a little bit of extra damage in, I'm gonna do it.
Some other guy, the one I said that had like the weird Garurumon, I'm trying to remember what I think he had a Growlmon fused with an Angemon or something.
I've never really had both Angemon and Growlmon at the same time, so I haven't been able to test that, but I should try it.
It was like I forget his name, but it's like a white...
Look at how much damage that did!
God damn!
It went from 606 to 67.
That did a little bit of damage.
Yeah, you did add a lot of damage.
No, I love how you use the DNA Digivolution, you switch to Renamon, Renamon almost gets fucked.
Yeah. She manages to evade, though, so, like, I immediately heal her up a little bit. Thankfully, damage ranges aren't really as much of a thing, so, like, if something does about an amount of damage, it will do that much damage each time. And thankfully, when he hit her last time, it was a critical hit. So the game doesn't mention that critical hits exist. It just does its thing. And it doesn't even mention that the move was a critical hit. But thankfully, that last attack was a crit. So Renamon can actually technically take, like, a couple of hits before needing to heal. So I spam healing items in this fight. I also learned how to make use of another super broken item later on. I don't remember if it's in this part or not. But it will literally crush most of the difficulty of this game.
His staff looks like a pencil.
It does. Just a little bit. You think he also has the Flying Nimbus?
Does he need one? He has 6 wings.
I mean, what if he's feeling lazy? I feel like Landon, even if you had 6 wings, you would still want a flying Nimbus.
I mean,
Did anyone else hear that?
what?
Huh, okay. Discord is trying to spook me.
Why? What did you hear? Oh yeah, I'm trying to figure out what I wanted to do here. Patamon, while he's not that great later in the game, the early to mid game, he is very useful because he will be able to tank like anything. Especially if you train him in defense. He gets healing moves before anything else does. He gets a buff a little bit later on, well, Angemon anyway, specifically. Angemon gets a healing move, and then he gets a defense buff move shortly after. So you can just use, I think it's called Double Guard. So you use Double Guard, buff the defense, and then you just heal everything. And as long as they don't, like, land a crit, you're pretty safe to just do whatever you need to do.
Are you actually, like, unless you're gonna take him down a different route, are you actually gonna turn him into Seraphimon?
Patamon naturally gets Seraphimon at level 40, so even if I decide I want to use like other Digivolutions, he's eventually going to get access to Seraphimon anyway. Kodamon has Dinohumon, he gets this thing called Kayukimon, and then he gets Guardiangemon, which is really a weird evolution. Yeah, it's a really weird evolutionary line, because like most Digimon, their lines are like, they're designed similar, just like Pokemon are throughout their stages, but Kodamon's line is just like, what the fuck?
Well, Kodamon, or maybe it's Monmon, I forget who. No, I think. Well, I use Monmon. He has like access to like fucking. I think he could turn into like the Gyomon line. He could turn into like all the way to Metal Garurumon.
Oh god, I did it again. I forgot to fucking cut that part out.
Wait, why are you like pausing all of a sudden?
Because I think I was doing something real quick, like checking a message that I was sent or whatever.
He was.
I assure you, this is literally the worst that this Let's Play gets with lack of editing.
Maybe.
It is. I
Yeah,
painstakingly spent way more time on like every part thereafter, making sure that I don't accidentally like leave extra stuff in, which is probably why this part's like 29 minutes. Yes, that I've recorded so far.
So the
You get a
answer is
decent amount of
might be
experience.
another one.
You get a decent amount of experience and money whenever you beat a boss.
I would hope so.
So he gives you the Old Claw, which is actually an equipment that you can give to one of your Digimon. It's not too great, but I mean, it's useful.
Oh, it ain't no quick claw.
And thanks to us having this thing now, we can go ahead and talk to the Siri leader and challenge him because, well...
Capture that Agumon. Go back and capture that Agumon right now.
I can't get that Agumon.
Right
So, now that we're back in Sirius City, I definitely suggest at this point that if your Digimon are, like, hurting, that you heal them. Get any healing items from the shop that you might need. Get any equipment that you might need. Because the only thing of interest at this point to do is to go battle the leader. And he's not too bad, but you definitely need to be prepared because at least one of his Digimon is a pain in the ass. Unless you have trained, like, grinded for it. Which I did. I don't remember if I make this fight look easier or harder than it actually is, but for some reason this guy looks like Faulkner from Pokemon.
Faulkner? Did you just call him Faulkner?
No, Faulkner from Pokemon.
Faulkner, got it.
No.
Haven't we fought
Got
this? We fought in this thing before.
So he has 3 Digimon. All the leaders have 3 Digimon. His first is a Minotaurumon. Even if they have the same Digimon as like one of the wild encounters that you can fight, they are way stronger than the random encounters. And it's not just the leaders that can have like stronger like tamed versions of random encounters. There's a couple of other trainers that will have like way more powerful versions of stuff you can just fight normally. Minotauramon, thankfully, besides being just way more health, is otherwise not too bad. He does a decent amount of damage, but he's not too fast, so you're probably not going to have to worry about him getting a second hit in.
Cloud, you keep saying Barrettmon's name wrong?
Barrettmon's name wrong. I mean, it does look like Barrett if he turned into a fucking, Digimon. This is what actual Tyrannomon is. No,
Jesus.
that was Master Tyrannomon. This is regular Tyrannomon, who does appear in Tyranno Valley. We just never actually found one on screen.
Oh yeah. See, yeah, Black Tyranno. Really, I think the Black series of Digimon that already exists. I really think the only difference is that like
they're black.
I think no, it's not that. Like some. No, because like some Digimon, like some of the black versions are like virus types instead of like vaccine or data types.
Yeah.
And I think they do have differing stats, and also their versions can sometimes digivolve into something different.
Yeah. And there are quite a number of black Digimon in this game. None of them are actually playable like on your end, but you can fight some. A few of them are bosses in the second part of the game.
I'm going to assume that Black Tyrannomon is something you can't use.
No. You can get him as a card, but that's it.
Ooh,
Who Digimon's in a Tyrannomon?
card.
I have no fucking clue. And it's a lot of just this with Tyrannomon. He doesn't have like any special attack. He just does a physical attack the entire time.
I don't know if it was this game or the DS games, but I know like they started adding like actual typing to Digimon, where like apparently like the Agumon line is like a dragon type.
Yeah, I was gonna say like that. This game doesn't have like any of that, unfortunately. Because, like, that's what makes Pokemon really interesting is, like, the whole type dynamic, but Digimon doesn't have that in this game, at least.
Yeah, not yet.
So, this is the leader's main Digimon. It's Apemon. He's actually the champion of Monmon, one of the starters that you can pick. And this guy is fast as fuck. He's probably always going to get 2 hits on you in a row. Occasionally, you'll get that instance like this right here where he doesn't hit you twice. He isn't too strong, but he has enough agility where he can fairly frequently just dodge your attacks, and he also does not take a whole lot of damage. Like you notice there, I did not even 100 damage off of Air Blast.
So he's a cheater.
Bye, Patamon.
He's a fucking cheater, is what you're saying.
God damn it! I don't remember Angemon dying this much in the original series.
Yeah, no, it's sad. But yeah, if you're gonna have a trouble with the leader, it's gonna be because of this fucker right here. I actually remember when I first played Digimon World 3, I got stuck because this guy was so fucking hard. So I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna like grind levels, which is basically the way that you play Digimon World 3. Either you grind levels so that you can actually win, or you have a bitch of a time winning if you even can.
Or your Digimon just activate Ultra Instinct and dodge everything.
Thankfully, Heat Cutter on Dino Humon does decent damage, which is like basically how we're gonna end up winning.
Yeah. Right now it's a war of attrition.
Yeah.
Although if he gets any more double hits,
I honestly was like really cutting it close here. Like if I didn't hit that last attack and he went twice, I was dead. Like, the only reason why this take ended up sticking was because he didn't do that.
My name's Buttface.
Unfortunately, I don't.
It's pronounced buttfack.
I think
sorry.
actually it's
Oh.
possible you have enough space to name your character Buttface if you wanted
What?
to.
What about Buttfack?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, that is the serial leader, and you get a badge, just like in Pokemon. So we're gonna go
Hell
fight
yeah.
more gym leaders because this is almost Pokemon in the next part.